You think you're alone because something's wrong with you. Because you're not good enough. Because everyone else found their person and you didn't. But what if I told you that your solitude right now is not a punishment? What if you're alone because the universe is preparing you for something so powerful that you need this time to become the person who can handle it? In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to reveal the spiritual truth about why you're meant to be alone right now, and it's going to completely change how you see this season of your life. This is not the message you expect, but it's exactly what you need to hear. Stay with me. Let's be honest. Being alone in a world that celebrates couples, relationships, and connection feels wrong. It feels like you're missing out. Like you're behind. Like everyone else figured out something you haven't. You scroll through social media and see everyone with their partners. You go to events alone. You sleep in an empty bed. You eat dinner by yourself. And every day, that voice in your head whispers, "What's wrong with me? Why am I still alone?" But here's what that voice doesn't tell you. Here's what society won't tell you. Here's what even your well-meaning friends and family don't understand. Your solitude is sacred. Your alone time is divinely ordained. You're not alone by accident. You're alone by appointment. The universe, God, your higher self, whatever you call it, has deliberately created this season of solitude in your life. Not to punish you. Not because you're unworthy of love. But because you have inner work to do that can only be done alone. There are versions of yourself you need to meet. Wounds you need to heal. Truths you need to discover. Dreams you need to build. And none of this can happen while you're distracted by someone else. In this video, I'm going to break down the spiritual reasons why you're meant to be alone right now. I'm going to show you what this season is really about. And I'm going to give you the tools to make the most of it instead of wasting it wishing you were somewhere else. By the end of this video, you won't see your solitude as a problem to fix. You'll see it as a gift to unwrap. Let's begin. Part 1: The spiritual truth about solitude. First, let's destroy the biggest lie you've been told, that being alone means something is wrong with you. This is complete nonsense. Some of the most spiritually awakened, emotionally healthy, successful people on earth have gone through seasons of solitude. In fact, every spiritual teacher, every prophet, every enlightened being throughout history has had a wilderness season. A time alone. Jesus went to the desert for 40 days. Buddha sat alone under the Bodhi tree. Muhammad retreated to the cave. Moses went to the mountain by himself. Every major spiritual awakening in human history began with solitude. Why? Because solitude is where transformation happens. Here's what's really going on spiritually when you're alone. Truth number 1, you're being called inward. When you're in a relationship, your energy naturally flows outward. You're thinking about the other person. Managing their emotions. Compromising. Adjusting. Giving. There's nothing wrong with this. But it means your focus is external. You're not going deep within yourself. But when you're alone, you have no choice but to turn inward. To face yourself. To sit with your own thoughts. To confront your own demons. To discover who you really are beneath all the roles you play for other people. This inward journey is essential for spiritual growth. You cannot know yourself while you're constantly focused on someone else. Solitude forces self-discovery. Truth number 2, you're being protected. Sometimes you're alone not because the right person hasn't shown up, but because the wrong people have been blocked. Your solitude is spiritual protection. Maybe you have patterns of choosing toxic partners. Maybe you give too much to people who take advantage. Maybe you lose yourself in relationships. Maybe you're attracted to people who aren't good for you. The universe sees this. And in its infinite wisdom, it creates a season of solitude to break these patterns. To protect you from yourself until you heal. Your alone time is not rejection. It's protection. You're being kept away from situations that would hurt you or delay your growth. Truth number 3, you're being prepared. What you're being prepared for requires a specific version of you. A healed version. A whole version. A self-aware version. And you're not that person yet. Think of it like this: if you got your dream relationship right now, would you be ready? Would you show up healthy? Would you communicate well? Would you have boundaries? Would you love yourself enough to allow someone to love you? Or would you bring all your unhealed wounds into it and sabotage it? Solitude is preparation. It's your spiritual training ground. Every day you spend alone, working on yourself, healing, growing, learning, you're becoming the person who can handle what's coming. Truth number 4, you're being refined. There's a reason gold has to go through fire. The heat burns away the impurities. What comes out is pure, valuable, strong. Your solitude is the fire. It's burning away your false beliefs, your toxic patterns, your unhealthy attachments, your need for external validation, your fear of being alone. When you come through this season, you'll be refined, purified, upgraded. You'll be someone who loves themselves, who knows their worth, who doesn't need someone else to feel complete. And that version of you attracts a completely different level of relationship. Truth number 5, you're being redirected. Sometimes you're alone because the path you were on was wrong. You were looking for love in the wrong places. Attracted to the wrong type of person. Building a life that wasn't aligned with your true purpose. Solitude redirects you. It gives you time to reassess. To figure out what you actually want, not what you think you're supposed to want. To get clear on your standards, your values, your non-negotiables. This clarity is priceless. Because once you know what you want and what you won't tolerate, you stop wasting time on people and situations that aren't right for you. Your solitude is not a setback. It's a setup for what's coming next. Part 2, the lessons your solitude is teaching you. Now let's get specific. Your alone time is not random. It's not meaningless. It's teaching you specific lessons that you absolutely need to learn. Here are the major ones. Lesson number 1, you are enough. The biggest lesson solitude teaches is that you are complete by yourself. You don't need another person to be whole. You don't need a relationship to be valid. You don't need external love to be worthy. This is the hardest lesson because we've been conditioned to believe the opposite. We've been taught that being in a relationship means you made it. That being alone means you failed. But solitude destroys this lie. It forces you to find completeness within yourself. To love your own company. To enjoy your own presence. To build a life you love even when you're the only one living it. Once you learn this lesson, everything changes. Because you stop looking for someone to complete you and start looking for someone to complement you. Big difference. Lesson number 2. Self-love is non-negotiable. You cannot attract healthy love from others if you don't love yourself. This is spiritual law. Like attracts like. Your external relationships mirror your internal relationship with yourself. Solitude gives you time to fall in love with yourself. To treat yourself well. To speak kindly to yourself. To prioritize your needs. To discover what you like, what you value, what lights you up. This isn't selfish. This is foundational. Because when you truly love yourself, you stop accepting crumbs. You stop settling. You stop tolerating disrespect. You raise your standards. And higher standards attract higher quality people. Lesson number 3, healing takes time and space. If you've been through heartbreak, betrayal, toxic relationships, or any kind of emotional trauma, you need time to heal. And you cannot heal while you're in a relationship. You need space to grieve. Space to process. Space to understand what happened and why. Space to break old patterns and build new ones. Jumping from relationship to relationship without healing is like putting a band-aid on a deep wound. It doesn't fix anything. It just covers it up temporarily. Your solitude is your healing season. Use it. Don't rush it. Let yourself feel everything you need to feel. Do the therapy. Read the books. Journal. Cry. Rage. Release. Real healing happens in solitude. Lesson number 4, your worth is not determined by relationship status. Society tells you that being single means you're less than. That something's wrong with you. That you need to fix yourself so someone will want you. This is toxic programming. And solitude breaks it. When you spend time alone, intentionally building a life you love, you realize your worth has nothing to do with whether someone's dating you. You're valuable because you exist. Because you're you. Because you bring unique gifts to the world. Your relationship status is just a detail of your life. It's not your identity. It's not your worth. It's not your value. Learning this lesson transforms everything. You stop desperately seeking validation from others and start validating yourself. Lesson number 5, you need to know yourself first. How can you find the right person if you don't know who you are? How can you communicate your needs if you haven't identified them? How can you set boundaries if you don't know your limits? Solitude is self-discovery time. It's when you figure out, what are my values? What are my deal breakers? What do I actually enjoy doing? What are my goals and dreams? What kind of partner would actually complement my life? What patterns do I need to break? What wounds do I need to heal? This self-knowledge is essential. Without it, you'll keep repeating the same relationship patterns and wondering why nothing works. Lesson number 6, building your own life is essential. Before you can share your life with someone, you need to have a life worth sharing. You need your own interests. Your own friends. Your own goals. Your own passions. Your own identity. Solitude is when you build this. When you're not distracted by a relationship, you have time to pursue what lights you up. To develop skills. To chase dreams. To become interesting, fulfilled, and whole. People who have their own full life are infinitely more attractive than people who are empty and looking for someone to fill them. Lesson number 7, peace is more valuable than company. This might be the most important lesson. Being alone and at peace is infinitely better than being in a relationship and miserable. Solitude teaches you to value peace above everything. To protect your energy. To choose yourself. To understand that bad company is worse than no company. Once you learn this, you stop settling out of loneliness. You stop accepting toxic relationships because you're afraid of being alone. You choose peace every single time. And ironically, that's when the right person shows up. When you're no longer desperate for anyone, you attract someone worthy. Part 3, what you should be doing during your alone season. Okay, so you understand why you're alone. You understand what you're supposed to be learning. But what should you actually be doing during this season? How do you make the most of it? Here's your roadmap. Action number 1, do deep emotional healing. This is priority number 1. You cannot move forward while you're still carrying old wounds. You have to heal. Go to therapy. Find a counselor, a coach, someone who can help you process your past. Work through your childhood wounds. Your relationship trauma. Your fears. Your insecurities. Read books on healing. Journal daily. Do inner child work. Practice self-compassion. Face the stuff you've been avoiding. This work is hard. It's uncomfortable. But it's necessary. And solitude gives you the space to do it without the distraction of a relationship. Action number 2, build unshakable self-love. Make loving yourself a daily practice. Not in a superficial way, but in a deep, committed way. Treat yourself the way you'd want a partner to treat you. Take yourself on dates. Buy yourself flowers. Cook yourself nice meals. Speak kindly to yourself. Celebrate your wins. Look in the mirror every day and say, "I love you." Even if it feels fake at first. Especially if it feels fake. Because eventually, you'll mean it. Build a relationship with yourself that's so strong, so loving, so solid that no one can ever make you doubt your worth again. Action number 3, break your patterns. Look at your relationship history honestly. What patterns keep repeating? Do you always choose emotionally unavailable people? Do you ignore red flags? Do you give too much? Do you lose yourself? Identify your patterns. Understand where they come from. Usually they're rooted in childhood or past trauma. Then make a conscious decision to break them. This might mean working with a therapist. It might mean setting new standards. It might mean doing things differently even when it's uncomfortable. Breaking patterns is how you stop repeating the same relationship over and over. Action number 4, develop yourself. Use this time to become the best version of yourself. Not for someone else. For you. Learn new skills. Read books. Take classes. Develop your talents. Pursue your passions. Work on your career. Get in shape. Improve your mental health. Expand your mind. Become someone you're proud to be. Build a life you love. Create something meaningful. When you're focused on self-development, you're not sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. You're actively building your future. Action number 5, enjoy your own company. Learn to genuinely enjoy being alone. Take yourself to movies. Go to restaurants solo. Travel alone. Spend weekends doing exactly what you want without having to compromise. Discover that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. That solitude can be peaceful, rejuvenating, empowering. The more comfortable you are alone, the less desperate you'll be for company. And that changes the energy you put out into the world. Action number 6, connect with your spirituality. Deepen your relationship with your higher power. Whatever that means for you. Pray. Meditate. Spend time in nature. Practice gratitude. Read spiritual texts. Listen to your intuition. Ask for guidance. Your spiritual connection is what will sustain you through this season. It's what will remind you that you're exactly where you're meant to be. That you're guided. That you're loved. When you're spiritually connected, solitude doesn't feel empty. It feels sacred. Action number 7, get clear on what you want. Use this time to get crystal clear on what you actually want in a relationship. Not just surface stuff, but deep values. Write it down. What qualities matter to you? What kind of person complements your life? What are your non-negotiables? What won't you tolerate anymore? Be specific. Be honest. And don't settle for less than what you've written just because you're tired of being alone. This clarity becomes your compass. It helps you recognize the right person when they show up and walk away from the wrong ones quickly. Action number 8, build your support system. Just because you're not in a romantic relationship doesn't mean you should be isolated. Build strong friendships. Connect with family. Join communities. Find your people. Humans need connection. But it doesn't have to be romantic connection. Deep friendships can fill your cup and remind you that you're loved and valued. Plus, when you have a strong support system, you're less likely to settle for a mediocre relationship out of loneliness. Action number 9, create your own happiness. Don't wait for a relationship to be happy. Be happy now. Build a life that brings you joy right now. Pursue hobbies. Create art. Help others. Make memories. Laugh. Play. Celebrate. Find joy in small things. Happiness is not something someone gives you. It's something you create. And when you're already happy alone, you attract people who add to that happiness instead of people you're depending on to create it. Action number 10, trust divine timing. This is the hardest but most important action. Trust that everything is happening in perfect timing. Trust that your solitude has a purpose. Trust that the right person will come at the right time. Stop trying to force it. Stop desperately searching. Stop settling out of fear. Just trust. When you surrender to divine timing, you release the anxiety. You stop feeling like you're running out of time. You accept that you're exactly where you need to be. And that peace is magnetic. Part 4, Signs your alone season is coming to an end. So how do you know when your season of solitude is coming to an end? When you're ready for love. Here are the signs. Sign number 1, you're genuinely happy alone. When you stop feeling desperate for a relationship. When you enjoy your own company. When you've built a life you love. When you're not lonely, you're just alone. That's when you're ready. Ironically, you attract love when you no longer need it to be happy. Sign number 2, you've healed your major wounds. You've done the therapy. Processed the pain. Forgiven the past. Released the resentment. You're not carrying heavy emotional baggage anymore. You're not looking for someone to fix you or save you. You're whole on your own. Sign number 3, you know yourself deeply. You know your values. Your boundaries. Your deal breakers. Your patterns. Your triggers. Your strengths. Your weaknesses. You can communicate your needs clearly. You can identify red flags quickly. You trust your intuition. Sign number 4, your standards are high, and you won't lower them. You know what you deserve. And you won't settle for less. Not out of desperation. Not out of loneliness. Not out of fear. You'd rather be alone than in the wrong relationship. And you genuinely mean it. Sign number 5, you've stopped looking. You're not on dating apps constantly. You're not going out desperately trying to meet someone. You're not analyzing every interaction for romantic potential. You're just living your life. And you trust that when the time is right, the right person will appear. Sign number 6, you feel complete. You don't feel like something's missing. You feel whole, content, at peace. A relationship would be a beautiful addition to your life, but not a requirement for your happiness. This completeness is what attracts a healthy partner. Because you're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone to complement you. Sign number 7, the right person shows up. And then, when you least expect it, when you're genuinely content alone, the right person walks into your life. And it feels different. Easy. Natural. Healthy. Because you're different. You're ready. You've done the work. You've learned the lessons. You've become the person who can build a healthy relationship. Your alone season had a purpose. And that purpose is complete. Part 5, embracing your sacred solitude. Let me leave you with this final truth. Your solitude is not a waiting room. It's not a punishment. It's not evidence that you're unlovable. Your solitude is a sacred season. A gift. An opportunity. A divinely orchestrated time for you to fall in love with yourself, heal your wounds, discover your truth, and build a life you're proud of. One day, you'll look back on this alone time and realize it was the most important season of your life. The season that changed everything. The season that made you who you are. You'll be grateful for it. You'll wish you had appreciated it more while you were in it instead of wishing it away. So don't waste this time. Don't spend it feeling sorry for yourself. Don't scroll through social media comparing your life to everyone else's highlight reel. Don't settle for mediocre company just to avoid being alone. Embrace this season. Dive deep into yourself. Do the work. Heal the wounds. Build the life. Become the person. Because on the other side of this solitude is a version of you that you've never met before. A whole, healed, happy, confident, self-loving version. And that version of you will attract the kind of love you've always dreamed of. But first, you have to become them. And that only happens in solitude. So honor this time. Respect this process. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Your alone season is not forever. But it is for now. And for now is exactly when you need it. So here's my question for you. Are you going to keep seeing your solitude as a problem? Or are you going to start seeing it as the blessing it actually is? Are you going to waste this sacred time wishing you were somewhere else? Or are you going to use it to become everything you're meant to be? The choice is yours. But I already know what you're going to choose. Because you made it to the end of this video. That tells me you're ready to shift your perspective. You're ready to do the work. You're ready to embrace this season. Here's what I want you to do right now. Make a commitment to yourself. Commit to using this alone time wisely. Commit to healing, growing, and becoming. Commit to falling in love with yourself. Commit to building a life you love. Then drop a comment below saying, "I embrace my solitude," so I know you're committed. Let's build a community of people who understand that being alone is not a curse. It's a gift. Share this video with someone who's struggling with being alone. Someone who needs to hear that their solitude has a purpose. Someone who needs permission to embrace this season instead of fighting it. Subscribe to this channel because we're going to keep diving deep into these spiritual truths that transform lives. This is just the beginning. Remember, you're not alone because you're unlovable. You're alone because you're becoming the person who can love themselves. And that changes everything. Your person is coming. But right now, the most important person in your life needs to be you. Embrace your solitude. Trust the timing. Do the work. Your love story is being written. But this chapter is all about you. And that's exactly how it should be. I'll see you in the next video. Now go fall in love with yourself. Your solitude is sacred. Your healing is happening. Your love is coming. Watch this next video to learn how to build unshakable self-love during your alone season.